versus Supermassive, two of the favorites in Group B, a stacked group this is. G2 Esports are, of course, the four-time EULCS champions who dominated in 2016 and 2017, but we have a new lineup in front of us with G2 Esports this year. No more Sven and Missy, we've got Yarnan and Wadid in the bottom lane, Wonder and Jankos as the addition to Superstar Perks. So, they had to go through the regional qualifiers, not as dominant in 2018 as they had been before. What are we expecting out of G2 here?
Every single time, Vedius, and here we are loading up into game 2 of the day. G2 Esports, third seed from Europe, going up against the TCL's first seed. Right into the pause. Win their decision, but they focus up on the Baron. 5K getting lower. Jankos yet to burn that flash. They're zoning him out with the Zillion. I don't think Jankos can make his way into that pit. That one's going to be in the favor of Supermassive. Lane 2 to continue extending this advantage. Massive, massive lead for Supermassive. May just be able to walk this one down. It is a last stand here from the side of G2. Backside needs uncontested hitting, but Fabulous is going to find the knockup. Zaydon now moving forward. Knockback comes through. Snowmane's getting taken off.
First of all, we played the worst 5 minutes, I think, since Korea, from 10 to 15 minutes. We get bot top first, we go top, we get shunted 20% for no reason. A bad trade. We go back to base. There are two guys coming in top. We don't open your mouth, we go bot for Drake. We don't take it because they can take hell. So we don't retake top, we get top power for free. They will take a fight, or like wants to catch the wave. We don't talk again, we go into them at 45 in the mid. Then they get the head to take it. It doesn't have a chance we have there. We play that shit.
G2 absolutely got destroyed by Supermassive, and I think we have to take a look at how exactly that happened. Raz and myself wanted to take a look at exactly how they could mediate what they did in game 1 and see how they should get into this game.
There's actually no defined meta, just what every team for itself defines, right? So it's perfectly reasonable for one team to have success, let's say with an example Teemo, and say Teemo's meta for us. But then a different region or a different team just seems completely different.
In those side lanes to getting shut down should be an exciting matchup.
I cannot wait to see what happens. We're already on to the Rift. We don't even have to wait any longer. It's Ascension Gaming versus G2 Esports.
Burning so fast, already down to 5,000 health. They might have to go for the fight here.
My eyes on Nixor on the backside of the fight. Jankos is already over. Smite's coming down off for good help. That's going to be G2's Baron. And the damage onto Nixor is huge. They need the ADK to stay alive, and he's on the backside of the fight. He's got hits on No Wonder, but they're losing members left and right on the side of Ascension. G2 now strangles them out at Baron and takes the objective for themselves. G2 Esports take down Ascension Gaming.
Oh my gosh, I just want to point out your Baron steal on Camille towards the end of the game, because at that point it looked like the game was almost out of your hands. So tell me about that moment and how you guys were able to come back.
I mean, I think the Nash call from them was was pretty good, because they kind of knew that we all have to base, and they can do it kind of fast with their comp, especially with Cassio. So I think it was like kind of lucky from us that we did make it in time, but I think the fight, even though I got the Nash, I think the fight would not be in their favor, so maybe we would still get a lot of kills even though they got the Nash.
It's a cake or something. It's a cake.
Oh. Well, I'll eat one right now. You should get the first one. I should?
I mean, this is easy, no?
Yeah, this.
Oh, that's really disgusting. I appreciate it.
No, I would take 4.
That's clever.
Yeah,
that's really clever.
yeah.
the third seed from the EULCS, G2 Esports, who want to avoid entering knockouts as the second seed at all costs. If they want to get the first seed, they have to win versus Supermassive, win versus Ascension, and if Supermassive win versus Ascension, win versus Supermassive again. And Mark, it is so important for them to try and avoid the first seed.
I think I'm looking at Perkz to step up a little bit more. I think he has been one of the better performing members on G2 thus far, but he is this team's star in my eyes.
First thing they gotta do, just be confident that your early game last time was very strong. That's a base that you can work off of. I think even though I heavily criticize Jankos, his early games are still incredibly strong. So if it's just gonna be through 2v2's mid, it should be a success. I actually have them coming out with a victory for this first game.
The question is, can they pull it off a second time round versus G2?
Well, if
Not the end of the world, but not the best. It's between ulti and mid.
GBM going to be pulled back by that shockwave. They're looking to go all the way underneath the turret, looking to find this one. GBM taken very low at first blood over to now. The game is done. G2 find their revenge for the first day. They'll find their revenge against Supermassive, and they'll go up 2-1 here in this group. Outplays. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at them one more time. We're going to staunch them off some waves, and we're going to start some brawls and just see what happens. Give me that fear beyond death, but the flash is beautifully timed. Yarn though with a follow-up. The X does get laid down, and now they're trying to retreat. Cannot afford to get taken down by Rich. Sharnan though just cleaning up the rest of the team. Perkz is going to live. A beautiful stop on that ultimate coming through, and G4 won something, but he doesn't get Urgot. You just do not get to play League of Legends when he pushes that R, but Jankos going to bring in another kill as well. Double in the end. This is it. G2 moving up to 3-1 in the group, contesting for first place.
Imagine the general meta as a box, and then but the teams decide if they want to be on the top, or the left, or the right, and the bottom, somewhere outside a bit. Like that's something teams have to see for themselves. So it's always easy from outside to say, okay, this draft is bad, but no team instant draft, right? They have certain reasons why they pick something.
Jankos has been doing really well on both Taliyah and Olaf. Any high-tempo jungler he can get his hands on should be enough for him to take control.
So much on the line for this one. Can G2 still clinch first seed, or will Supermassive go into the knockout round as the best team in the group?
Now spawn the final game of the day, the final game of the play-in group stage. Here we go, G2 versus Supermassive.
Fat movement. They know that GBM is late to the play, and Fat feels toward that push.
Now trying to dash to safety. Perkz did to stay, not quite going to connect, trying to pull him back, trying to bring him under the tower. Perkz hit for Zainat. He wants to reset it, he wants to delete that Ashe, and he's gonna get it. Easy clean outs for G2, the massive gold lead, insurmountable for Supermassive, and G2 Esports will take first seed in their group.